just received my first order from Draft2Digital for print copies. Let's see how they compare with my Amazon print copies for the same titles. There's a non-fiction title, The Telcard Affair, Diary of a Media Lynching, 2nd edition. Tony Abbott and the Times of Revolution is also a non-fiction title. I'll compare it with the Amazon shortly. All looks in good condition. Bitter in Love is a novel, my latest novel. It has a matte cover, and it's actually turned out quite well. I'm happy with that. We'll have a further look later on. Me and Pete Recalling a 50s Childhood. This is the third of my family history series. Seeking the Divine Spark. It's a satire. A novel and satire. So, on the surface it all looks pretty good. Compares quite favourably to Amazon. Prison Halt to Redemption. This is the first book of my family history series about colonial Australia, and it looks pretty good actually. There's a different format. It's 5x8. Whereas my Amazon books are all 6x9. This is the second of my family history series, War, Depression, War. So, on first sight, just looking at the covers, it all looks pretty good. So, I shall now compare the Draft2Digital print copies with what I have of the Amazon. This is actually my best-selling title. It's about colonial Australia and my family ancestry. Just to run through them again, so I get a better look at my titles. There's Prison Halt to Redemption, and it's the first in my family history series. War, Depression, War is the second in my family history series. As I already said, they all look good on the surface. Seeking the Divine Spark is a satire. All looks good. Me and Pete is the third title in my family history series. It's about my childhood. And this is my latest novel, Bitter in Love. And I'm very happy with the way that's turned out, that cover. It's a matte cover, whereas the others are glossy. And Tony Abbott and the Times of Revolution. Another non-fiction title. And The Telcard Affair, Diary of a Media Lynching. Non-fiction, of course. It's about a particular episode in Australian politics. And once again, I'm pretty happy with what they look like on the surface. Now, comparing the insides will be the next task with pairing them with the Amazon titles. Now I'm going to compare the Amazon product with the Draft2Digital product. Now, this is the Amazon product in 6x9 and 9x6, and this is the Draft2Digital product, which is 5.5 by 8.5. Now, my immediate observation is that this is done better in the 5.5, 8.5 format rather than the 6.9, rather 6x9. With Amazon, if people have had experience with the upload, the ebook operation or uploading process is different. It's quite separate from the print book. With the ebook, you upload your file already formatted, and the cover, and that's appears on the Amazon website. For the print book, it's a completely separate operation. You have to have your cover ready, or you can use the cover creator that Amazon provides, which I've done. I purchased an illustration. It is a historical illustration of Sydney Cove, and I used the cover creator. But for the formatting, I actually purchased a commercial template, which is not too bad. It's quite basic, but it was with some manipulation I was able to cope with the quotations. There are other quotations in this book, which is about the history, colonial history of Australia. The difficulty I had with the cover creator in Amazon is that the back cover information was difficult, because I had to ensure that it was legible, and it's not always, it wasn't always easy. Now, with the Draft2Digital product, as I say, it looks better in the 5.5 by 8.5 inches format. Now, it's a much easier process than Amazon KDP, because Draft2Digital, they work on your ebook format or your ebook file to make the print copy, to create the print copy. So if you follow the instructions with Draft2Digital, you get a pretty good product. Now this is just the front cover is taken from the ebook file, and it's turned out extremely well. It's very clear, and it retains the colours of the illustration that I purchased. It's a gloss cover, whereas this one is a matte cover. But the one advantage I think with the Draft2Digital is you don't have to worry about the back cover, because it's a plain cover, and it's chosen to go with your front cover. Now, as far as the content goes, once again, they take the ebook file, and it's reproduced for the print copy. Now, the thing to note with Draft2Digital is that although the steps are fairly straightforward and simple to follow, if you don't follow them, you end up making mistakes. And I'll show shortly. I'll show you what sort of mistakes can occur. But it's fairly simple. There's nothing elaborate about title page, the copyright page, and the table of contents. Now, with Draft2Digital, you have a series of templates for the page design, and that works very well, I think. You'll see here. So you have scene breaks, a choice of scene breaks, and this works quite well. The format that I chose, I think, really fits the style of book. Okay, that's the comparison between the Draft2Digital and the Amazon product. So we'll take another one. So this is my book, Tony Abbott and the Times of Revolution. Now, I've found that the Amazon image that I use is a little washed out, and with the Draft2Digital it comes up quite well, quite sharply. And once again, we have the back cover without any difficulty, just a straightforward information against a conducive background colour. The Amazon had a lot of footnotes in this book, so they were catered for in the Amazon product. Actually, there were footnotes in this, and that worked quite well. But the back cover, I've corrected the back cover of the Amazon. This is an early production. But once again, there was a difficulty in the colours on the back. You had to really work hard to make the back cover information legible. And the Draft2Digital was, as I say, there was no problem. And it included footnotes. The footnotes came out quite clearly with Draft2Digital. There's no problem there. And it dealt with the many quotations that I had extremely well. So once again, the front matter is straightforward, very plain, nothing fancy about it. And I chose the template which I thought suited the subject matter of my book. Now, to me, this was a better production than the Amazon. No doubt the Amazon production could be improved. Just another one. So, this was a shorter book, and in the 5.5 by 8.5, it's better. The thickness, the bulk of it, is more appealing than the 6 by 9, and I made the mistake of with this one of a matte cover, and the Amazon production process didn't deal with it very well, whereas with the Draft2Digital, I made a gloss and it's come out quite well. And once again, the back cover provided no problems with legibility. And once again, it's the same template as the Tony Abbott book. Okay, now this book actually gives a better view of how you can improve the production, the Amazon KDP production. As I say, I bought a page formatting design template for the Amazon books. Now with this particular title, Me and Pete, this is the third book in my family history series, I actually purchased a really good page and formatting program called Atticus. Now, like the Draft2Digital program, the Atticus offers a series of templates for your book design, for your page formatting and design. Now, and this is and I use that page Atticus with this particular title just recently. So Atticus gives you a range of formats, font, and page setup, scene breaks. So I thought this came out quite well with the scene breaks and the choice of fonts. So it does compare with the templates that Draft2Digital provides. Now, one disappointing element with this one, with Draft2Digital, I thought the cover was a little washed out compared to the Amazon. It was the only cover that I thought lacked the clarity or the sharpness of the Amazon. So once again, it's pretty plain front page setup for Draft2Digital, but with this particular book, I thought the formatting or the scene breaks were very good. They suited very much the subject matter of my book. Okay. So there are pluses for each particular side. With the Amazon, there's more involved. It's more demanding, but if you get the right programs to support you, you come up with a very good product. Once again, I preferred the 5.5 by 8.5 format for this book rather than the 6 by 9, which is this one. But as I say, the Atticus template that I used, was very good. The result was very good. See the front, you can compare the front matter with the Amazon production. It's a nice font, size, design. And that's against the rather plain Draft2Digital. Front page matter, it's all the same in Draft2Digital. Now, I'll just show this as a comparison. This is the first book in my novel series, 60s, and this is the Atticus production, formatting, and it's quite attractive. It compares very well. I don't have this book in the Draft2Digital, but I'll just give you an example of the problems that can occur with Draft2Digital if you don't strictly follow their steps. Now, I wanted to use my own copyright page for this book, and I didn't realise it, but if you don't use Draft2Digital's copyright page, it doesn't recognise any other page that you may put in there for copyright information. So what happened was that instead of placing my copyright information immediately following the title page, it recognised it as a separate page, like their dedication or acknowledgement. And that's particularly messy. And also, the other problem I found with Draft2Digital is that they have a page for also by. Now, if you put it at the front, it also looks messy. So, using the Draft2Digital program, I would suggest or advise people to put their also by at the back. Now, with Draft2Digital, you've actually got a choice of putting it at the front and the back, but it's much better, it's less messy if it goes at the back. And the other thing that I would also advise is that you check, download a PDF copy of your print copy, print production, and make sure there are no odd things that happen to it. So here, why it did this I don't know, but in my sources it actually recognised footnotes incorrectly where I didn't have footnotes. So that can be corrected, of course, as I did after I received this. So, but as I say, if you follow the instructions correctly with Draft2Digital, you get a very good product. It's absolutely amazing because there's very little for you to do. Whereas with the Amazon, there's much more input required, but you have the opportunity with Amazon KDP to develop a really good product. So you can choose, with a program like Atticus, you can choose a suitable template to go with the content of the book. Now, I hope that's clear. I hope that's a benefit to people who are watching. It's a rather off-the-cuff comparison, but as I say, on the whole, I think the Draft2Digital product is really good. Anybody can produce a book once you've got your cover and your contents and a formatted file. Load it up to Draft2Digital. You can end up without any extra effort, following the rules, with a very acceptable product.